Welcome to Dodgers Daily. Casey Porter here on a hot Sunday afternoon, Bricktown Ballpark, joined by Emmet Sheehan, who just threw a bullpen. Yeah, James Outman and Chris Oakey standing in the box, giving you some, just kind of how the shapes look to your pitches. So, first of all, thank you for coming in, Emmet.
No problem. Thank you, Casey.
Talk about your bullpen you threw today. How'd it went?
Yeah, it felt really good. Everything health-wise was great. Just getting a couple of those guys in there to help me out with some stuff. Just make sure everything's coming out right, which is awesome. So it's nice to have those guys be able to do that.
High riding, four seam, slider, change. Where are we at with the mix right now?
Yeah, those three, and then the curveball too.
Yeah. So how's the curveball coming along?
Good. It feels pretty easy to throw for a strike right now, which is nice. That's kind of the point of it. Not too sure if I'm going to be, using it as like an out pitch that much, but you never know. So we'll see. Let's
talk about your Tommy John last year, the rehab. Then we'll get into your major league debut back here a couple days ago. So first of all, take us through how it happened, the rehab, and how you feel right now.
Yeah, no, it was all smooth process through rehab, honestly, which I'm very happy about. It was a couple months where I was kind of trying to rehab it before I got surgery, and then eventually just had to pull the trigger and get it. But they took great care of me down in Arizona, and everything ended up going well and smooth, so I was happy with it.
You have Vetrano on your team there at BC, didn't you?
Yep.
Seemed like you had another couple of professionals on that team too, didn't you?
Yeah, we had a few. Sal Freelick, Cody Morissette, Joe Mancini. There's a lot of them.
How'd y'all not make it to Omaha, man?
I don't know. We didn't even make a regional when I was there, but yeah, we had some talented players for sure.
So the Tommy John, it's different than like a shoulder or something else. The Tommy John is very specific, 12 to 13 months. So you can kind of take us through your targets and benchmarks as you work your way back?
Yeah, I mean, it's they split it up well, so that's kind of, it makes it better to kind of have stuff to look forward to, like this is when I get to lift, this is when I get to throw, this is when I get to throw off the mound. So having all those combined with the guys that were there too just made it a whole lot easier for sure.
So what's harder, a minor league outing in Albuquerque or any major league outing, right?
I don't know. That's tough. That's a tough one. Albuquerque is not a fun place to pitch, but no, I was didn't go my way that day, but yeah, it was I was happy to be done it.
8 strikeouts, no walks in that outing. You had no walks your last outing, so the control and command you have to be really happy with right now.
Definitely, yeah. I think that's just a testament to our pitching coaches, and especially Robbie Erlin down in Arizona.
Yeah.
He's our new rehab throwing coordinator, so he, when he was playing, I played with him in 23, and he was a huge command guy. He could put the ball where he wanted to, so having him there through my throwing program really helped with that.
So you only had 3 minor league outings before you got the call up. Of course, there's been, one injury after the other at the top end of this thing. So did you feel a little bit rushed, or was it pretty natural for you?
No, it felt good. I felt like I, did what I needed to do to get ready. Definitely wish I could have been, in a spot where I could throw 6 innings up there and take some off the bullpen, but we had Robo that day too, so it worked out really well. It was cool to see him do really well.
Yeah. So did you guys talk about that, you and Robo? And then also, how cool was it to get to throw to Dalton Rushing? It was almost like it was in Oklahoma City if you just kind of honed out everything else out around you.
Yeah, it was awesome to throw to Rush. I'd actually never thrown to him in a game before, so that was my first time.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, it's really cool to see how the young guys are doing up there, and the guys that I came up with and spent a lot of time with around here. So it's awesome to see that.
So you get sent back down after a really nice outing, you got to go, hey, what's going on here, right? So can you kind of take us to the reasons for that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand it. It's more of, I think, just a build-up thing. They needed some more length out of the bullpen, and there's other guys that can provide that, so they needed me to build up a little more, I think.
So you've had some stops and starts. Obviously, you throw very hard, so that's kind of the way it goes today, in today's day and age in pitching. So what was it like for you having such a competitive mentality? Watching the Dodgers win the World Series, which is awesome. It's all your buds and it's your organization, all that. But you specifically didn't get to be on the field. What was that dynamic like?
Yeah, it was weird. It was obviously awesome to see what the team did last year and to see what those guys got to be able to be a part of and celebrate. It was really cool, but it was also at the same time pretty tough to not be able to help the team get to that point and do my part, which that was probably the worst part, to not be able to celebrate with those guys and do my part to help the team get there.
So one of the unique pitches that you have is your ride and run fastball. Really, if you just didn't know the tag to it, it would look like a 2-seam because it turns right so much and it has that riding factor. Can you talk about the uniqueness of that pitch and how it helps you?
Yeah, I've thrown it the same way for my whole life pretty much. The velo kind of jumped up when I got picked up by the Dodgers in 21. They messed with a couple different things, and it ticked up a little bit and started to play a little more. But yeah, it's just more of an efficient heater, which it's kind of just been the way I always throw it. I haven't had to work on that too much, so it's nice to have that just in case, you know, anything goes wrong.
Did you have a lot of coaches at the younger ages that are like, get on top of the ball, and you're like, well, this is working pretty good, right?
Yeah, I had a lot of coaches telling me, you know, north-south,
yeah,
get over the top. But yeah, I think it's a combination of north-south and east-west. Yes. I have to think about both a little bit. There's definitely, you know, it's not a sidearm throw. It's more three-quarters, so I think definitely a combo of those both. You
mentioned you would like to have thrown 6 innings. That's your only maybe look back at that you might have wished that you would have done, because everything else was great. So let's talk about the ramp up for this year. It's getting to where it's being the dog days of summer. It'll be down the stretch before you know. So what type of pitch count ramp up do you expect by the end of the year?
I mean, hopefully just, you know, no pitch count. That's what I want to do. But it's not my call. So, I mean, whatever they need, I'm ready to do it. I can throw as many as they want me to.
Okay, so last thing here, of course, you already have the one major league outing. Evaluate that, and then just kind of moving forward, what things do you think you're doing consistently enough right now to be the major leaguer that you want to be? What things do you think you need to work on the most?
Sure. I mean, yeah, I think it went pretty well. As you know, I did make a mistake to Elias Diaz there, and I was pretty upset about it because it was a 2-strike pitch that I left in the middle of the plate, which, you know, those are the ones that kind of get to me. I'm happy with my command. I think that was the most important part, that plus the health piece coming back. So I think just sticking with that, staying within my delivery, and yeah, just cleaning a few things up here and there where I could be a little bit better for sure.
Emmet, Sheehan, I've taken a lot of your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Casey.